Imagine this, your family's monthly budget. What was once a comfortable rhythm now feels like a tightrope walk. Every week, the price tags creep higher. You're just trying to get by, aren't you? You might chalk it up to just the cost of living rising. But what if there was another force at play, a subtle, persistent drain on your hard-earned money, operating unseen? What if inflation wasn't just an unfortunate side effect, but a deliberate, albeit hidden, weapon? That's the question that lingers. Why does inflation happen? Why does the money in your savings account seem to lose value, even when interest rates are positive? It's not accidental. It's the quietest form of theft in history. And today, we're going to uncover how this hidden war is being waged. For centuries, inflation was often seen as a sign of economic weakness, a symptom of a failing currency. But in the early 1900s, we saw hyperinflation, Germany's terrifying experience after World War I, where prices skyrocketed and savings vanished overnight. People lost their life savings in a matter of months. Then it seemed to recede, replaced by decades of relative price stability. Central banks, emerging in the post-war era, promised price stability, a predictable economic environment. But stability can be fragile. Consider the 1970s. The oil shocks, rising global demand, and a breakdown of old economic models led to a resurgence of high inflation across the Western world. Economies felt like a car struggling to start, sputtering and unpredictable. But there's a more unsettling truth. Inflation isn't just a symptom, it's often a tool. It's the mechanism by which governments and central banks can subtly shift wealth from one group to another without overt force. Let's look at a simple reality. If you put 100 in the bank today, how much buying power does it have next year? It's a basic question, yet one that few grasp fully. Think of money as the currency of time and effort. You work, you earn, you save. But if the overall supply of money is increasing faster than the production of goods and services, then each dollar represents less and less value. It's like pouring water into a bathtub labeled money. While goods stay the same size, the value of each drop diminishes. This isn't just historical theory. It's a reality impacting your pocket today. The erosion is slow, almost imperceptible day to day, which makes it incredibly dangerous. It's injustice cloaked in the language of economic growth. Let's break down how this hidden war operates. At its core, inflation is about the growth of the money supply. It's not just printing money. It's expanding the total amount of currency and bank deposits circulating within an economy. Imagine the entire economy as a system with two main parts: households and businesses. Households earn income and savings. Businesses produce goods and services. Money flows between them. The central bank, think of the Federal Reserve in the US or the ECB in Europe, holds a hidden lever. This lever controls the total amount of money in the system. Traditionally, central banks aimed for price stability, avoiding extreme inflation or deflation. They achieve this stability ideally by controlling the money supply. But sometimes they lean on the accelerator. Reasons vary. Stimulating a sluggish economy, responding to a crisis, or even simply managing political expectations. Each time they inject more money into the system, through lending, buying government bonds, or direct currency creation, they are increasing the total pool of money chasing the same goods and services. How is this managed? Often through a concept called managed inflation, or setting an inflation target. It's presented as a science, a necessary tool. But the effect is simple. More money chasing the same goods equals higher prices. It's like a magician making the money look real, but subtly diluting its value. This isn't theft by grab, but theft by gradual devaluation. It's the slow drain from your savings account, a pain you feel not every month, but over years, decades, perhaps without even realizing it until it's too late. The illusion can be powerful, even convincing. Decades of relative stability created a narrative that inflation was a distant problem, something for economists and policymakers. But the relationship between money supply and prices is undeniable. It's a law observed throughout economic history, often described by theories like the quantity theory of money. Price level is almost equal to money supply velocity of money output/velocity. Simple math, complex reality. The turning point, the moment the veil lifts for some, is when the connection becomes undeniable. When people start noticing the erosion in their daily lives. When the cost of essentials, food, energy, housing consistently outpaces wage growth. This is the pain everyone feels but few understand. The frustration of seeing your savings not keep up. The anxiety of a future where debt becomes easier to repay because money is worth less, but your savings shrink. It's the realization that you're being squeezed from both ends. Think back to the 1970s. People were bewildered. Inflation was accelerating, wages weren't keeping pace. The central bank's assurances seemed hollow. The quiet confidence game had broken down. For the first time in generations, the mechanism was becoming visible. That moment of realization, the understanding that the magic trick isn't fooling everyone forever, is the crisis point. It's the moment the hidden weapon is exposed, but by then, the damage is being done. The consequences of this hidden war ripple outwards, touching every corner of society. The most direct impact is the erosion of savings. For decades, savers were the bedrock of the financial system, providing capital for investment and lending. Inflation undermines this. Your money in a savings account isn't immune. If the interest rate is 2 and inflation is 3, you're actually losing purchasing power each year. Slowly but inexorably. This is particularly devastating for those relying on fixed incomes. Retirees, pensioner savers are squeezed. Their wealth is diminished. This creates a paradox. The very people who lend money become riskier borrowers, less willing to invest, potentially choking off economic growth itself. This leads to a frustrating squeeze on wages. Workers see their salaries increase, but prices increase faster. It's a race they can't win, pushing them towards higher debt, impacting their quality of life and future security. Inflation also distorts the economy. It favors borrowers because they repay loans with money that is worth less. It disadvantages lenders and savers. It makes it harder to accurately price goods and services, creating uncertainty for businesses and consumers alike. It can even influence spending. People might buy things now before prices get even higher. For small investors and those trying to build long-term wealth, it's a silent tax. Your nominal returns might look positive, but after adjusting for inflation, you may be seeing a loss. It erodes the value of long-term bonds and fixed-income investments. Perhaps most importantly, inflation erodes trust. It chips away at the confidence people have in their currency, their banks, and their government's ability to manage the economy fairly. It fosters a sense of injustice, the feeling that the system is rigged against you. So, what is the lesson here? Inflation isn't a random event. It's a deliberate consequence of how the monetary system is managed. It's a transfer of wealth, often from the long-term savers and the poor to the borrowers and the government. It's the government's unwillingness to pay for things up front, choosing instead to dilute everyone else's money. The pain of inflation is unique because it's a form of injustice you may feel, but the mechanism behind it is often shrouded in technical language and obscured by time. It's the slow, insidious drain, making it easy to ignore until it's too late. But understanding it is the first step. Recognizing that inflation is a tool, not just an outcome, changes the perspective. It transforms the anger from blaming individuals to understanding a systemic issue. It highlights the importance of financial literacy, of understanding how money works, and of protecting your wealth against its corrosive effects. It also underscores the need for vigilance. When you see the money supply growing rapidly, when you see prices creeping up consistently, remember the unseen force at work. It's a quiet war, but its effects are profound and personal. Inflation is a complex topic, but its effects are simple and real. Understanding it empowers you to navigate the economy more effectively and advocate for a system that works for everyone.